My name is Sophie Kokot, and I am a product marketing manager here at Vendasta. I work with our social marketing product, so I am very well versed and up to date on all social trends. I'm excited to share them with you today. So as I mentioned previously, we are going to be going over the contents of the ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Effective Social Media for Businesses. This webinar will be a great tool to help you provide your clients with the best strategies. We will start from the very beginning all the way to posting your curated content through Vendasta's social marketing. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. The first chapter we're going to discuss, why businesses should be on social media. I'm sure you've heard time and time again that all businesses should be on social media, or maybe you understand that there is revenue to be made at your agency with social media. In today's landscape, it seems to be the default. But today, I want to take a step back and discuss with you exactly why businesses should be on social media. But I don't want you to just take my word on it. Did you know that there are 90 million small businesses on Facebook alone? Or did you know that studies show that 75.3% of US businesses will use Instagram in the upcoming year? Clearly your client's business should be on social media. Let's get into why. The first reason that your client should be on social media is to increase brand awareness. There are 3.2 billion people using social media. That's about 45% of the Earth's population. Contrary to popular belief, it's not just young people using it either. What exactly does this mean? Well, it means that there are a lot more people your client's business can reach in comparison to traditional methods. Second, it helps to humanize the brand. Social networking allows businesses to create real human connections. The marketing landscape today is unique. Brands can showcase their personality and develop personal connections. Take, for example, Vendasta's social media. Across all networks, we don't just post about the products and services we provide our partners. We share insights into our company culture and the people that work here. Social media also helps your clients become thought leaders. Posting content that showcases your client's expertise helps to develop trust amongst their followers. To continue with the Vendasta example, we have the Conquer Local podcast, and each episode we share is a chance to position our organization and employees as experts. But we do more than just promote the podcast. We share blog posts that showcase our expertise in fields such as ROI. The power of social media doesn't stop on the networks. It can also increase website traffic. Sharing great content from your client's blog to social channels can increase readership. At Vendasta, we do this in a variety of ways. We will share job postings and press releases that link directly back to our website. Another reason your client should be on social, well, social media can be an excellent customer service and support tool. It allows users to ask questions in real time through a variety of channels that were previously not available. Businesses can respond instantly and deal with any comments, queries, or concerns. It's good practice to respond to most, if not all, social media comments, questions, and direct messages. People want a brand or business they know they can interact with. The final reason that your client should be on social, it helps them stay top of mind. Every time a user logs in or opens an app, it's an opportunity for your clients to connect. When making a purchase, recent social media posts can help consumers with their decision. That's why, if you follow Vendasta on social, and I may be biased, but I think you should, you'll see a variety of posts often so that we stay top of mind for agencies such as yours. But it's not just about sales. With traditional marketing efforts, the goal is almost always to increase sales. And while that's still a goal with social media, it's about a lot more than that. Social media is about connecting with customers, growing an audience, building relationships, and driving engagement. If businesses are successful in achieving these efforts, converting followers to customers will be much easier. Now that we have a good grasp on why businesses should be on social media, it's time to discuss the importance of defining a target social audience. Did you know that 71% of American adults use Facebook? Or that 200 million Instagram users visit at least one business profile a day? What about the fact that 30 million of Twitter's daily users are American? Suffice to say, there are a lot of people on social media. You might be thinking, Aren't all social media users my client's audience? The short answer is no. In order to be effective with your social media strategies, it's crucial that you define your client's target social audience. So how do we go about defining this audience? Well, first, we have to look at your client's current customer base. Who is already purchasing and celebrating your client's brand? Look for common characteristics and interests. It's very likely that other people like them could benefit from this product or service. Next, you can begin to analyze the product or service your client offers. What products or services are they currently selling? What features provide the biggest benefit to customers? Understanding how people are using the current offering helps to identify the key selling factors and valued aspects of the business. Another important step is to check out what the competition is doing. Identify who your client's closest competitors are, examine their social media presence. Who is the competition targeting with their strategies? You may find a niche market that they are overlooking. At the same time, look at the industry that your client is in. How do other players in this space operate online? What appears to be best practice? Now it's time to choose specific demographics. Consider age, gender, occupation, and location of consumers who would purchase your client's product or service. Whatever demographics you choose will be the basis of how you form your social media strategy. Try your best to be realistic. While identifying demographics, make sure to include psychographics. The more personal characteristics are super important when it comes to your client's social audience. What are the audience's opinions, attitudes, values, and behaviors? Don't forget to include the way they use social media. So once you've outlined steps 1 through 4, it's time to create an audience profile and dig into one specific person from the audience and outline their values, job, age, hobbies, and social habits. This can be a great reference for the future, and it's an easy way to show your clients what you've been working on. Let's try this out together. So let's pretend that I'm providing social media strategy and management services on behalf of an auto dealer. First, I'm going to look at their current customers. Turns out it's primarily middle-aged men. Next, I am going to examine the products that they offer to their customers. They offer mid-level luxury vehicles. Finally, I'm going to look at their competition. The closest competition to this auto dealer would be BMW, Acura, and Lexus. How are these businesses operating on social media? Well, it seems that they're positioning themselves as experts in the auto industry and experts in understanding luxury needs. All of the information I have uncovered is incredibly valuable, but it still doesn't have an exact target social audience. It's time to dig deeper. So I'm going to create an audience persona using specific demographics so I better understand exactly how to target someone like them. So for my client's mid-level luxury auto dealer, I have created Darren Fox, a 43-year-old mortgage broker from Calgary, Alberta. While it may feel a little silly sometimes to make up a person, it can be incredibly helpful to be detailed. Think of this as a culmination of all of the people in that target audience. This way, it's more digestible for both you and your client. Not sure where to start? No worries. In the Ultimate Guide to Effective Social Media for Businesses, there's an audience persona template for you to use. Perfect. Now we're experts in defining our client's target social audience. You're probably thinking that it's time to jump into what we're posting. And while that's important, we're going to take some time first to discuss finding your client's brand voice. Did you know that Twitter users are more likely to follow brands that are inclusive and transparent? Or that 1/3 of the most viewed Instagram stories are from businesses? Every time you talk, write, design, post, and respond on behalf of your clients, you are connecting with others using their brand voice. Besides needing to maintain consistency for your clients, why is it so important to identify your client's brand voice? Well, it helps to streamline responses and reactions, make your client's business recognizable and identifiable, build trust and loyalty through the deliverance of consistent messages. It helps to target your client's audience, develop a unique style and personality, and finally, it also helps to build a community around your client's brand. One very important element of brand voice is tone. And often voice and tone can get confused or are used interchangeably, and this isn't technically correct. So let's set the record straight on voice versus tone. Voice is the expression of a brand's personality. It can be explained using adjectives to describe your brand and communication style. For example, your brand could be funny, sweet, or sassy. At Vendasta, we have defined our brand voice as human, helpful, friendly, and straightforward. One way to think of our voice is to compare it to what it isn't. Vendasta's voice is fun but not childish, confident but not pretentious, and helpful but not overbearing. Tone, in comparison, is the actual application of brand voice. Vendasta's tone tends to be informal, clear, entertaining, and with a little sense of humor. You can see the application of our brand voice through the tone of our social media posts. Emojis can be seen as the application of our friendly brand voice, and sharing images of our staff can be the application of our human voice. So you might be thinking, how exactly do you help your clients define their brand voice? First, you start with finding their adjectives. What adjectives would you and your client use to describe the business? Pick 10. From this list, pick 4 that stand out and have the ability to sum up the brand persona. Not sure which adjectives fit? Think about how you want followers to perceive your client. People tend to follow brands that are honest, friendly, helpful, funny, trendy, politically correct, and snarky. Let's look at another example. Not Vendasta this time, but another familiar brand, MailChimp. If you follow this brand, you probably feel that they have a strong brand voice, but you might not really understand exactly what that is. MailChimp describes their brand as conversational, humorous, joyful, and subtle. They then apply this voice to their messaging. They're very transparent in describing exactly how they go about doing this. And you can see from their social posts, you can see and feel it in their social posts. With fun little cartoons, they apply their joyful voice, and by partnering with artists during Pride, they apply their conversational voice. Next, you should identify where followers will hear your client's brand voice. Does your client leave comments on customer posts, or do they respond to every private message? Most brands will showcase their voice in replies, calls to actions, captions, direct messages, bios, and visuals. Another important step in defining your client's brand voice is to develop a brand persona questionnaire. This consists of a variety of questions that will help identify key stakeholders, important messages, and the ways your client prefers to communicate. Some important questions to ask are, what are your client's values? What sets them apart from competitors? And what reputation does your client want? Not sure where to start? No worries. The ultimate guide to effective social media for business has you covered with another template. All right, I bet I know what you're thinking. This is a lot of valuable information, and I'd have to agree with you. So now we want to get jumping into writing good copy. Did you know that compelling social copy can draw in 7.8 times more site traffic? This alone proves how important good social copy is. Have you ever stared blankly at your screen trying to figure out what to write? Well, you're not alone. Many of us struggle with how to write the perfect social media content. The way you write social posts for your clients can affect the authority of the post and more. If it were an easy job, heck, you'd probably be out of one. Although it is more accessible, the copy of social media messages matters just the same as big marketing spends. If you're making multiple posts a day, it can be even more difficult to craft an impressive message, as you won't have as much planning time. Good copy matters because every post you make on your client's behalf reflects on their brand. In the Effective Guide to Social Media for Businesses, we have a template that outlines 50 different post ideas. But for now, we're going to jump into some tips for writing the best social copy. The first is to make sure that grammar is a priority. In a world where important conversations are happening through a few lines of text, using proper grammar is incredibly important. Bad grammar reflects poorly on the writer and your clients. This can diminish their credibility and the loyalty followers have to the brand. No one wants to put something out into the world that later gets made fun of for bad spelling or grammar, like these examples here. You can keep readers coming back and continuing the conversation by using proper punctuation and grammar. Before publishing or scheduling your next post, make sure to read it over multiple times. Not sure if you've caught everything? Get someone else from your agency to read it over. Next, it's important to be compelling. When writing copy for your clients, you're competing for the attention of their audience. One of the best ways to stand out, tell them what's in it for them. You could describe an amazing benefit for your client's followers, pose an interesting question that mentions additional benefits, or display an exciting statistic. This way, the user understands the relationship and wants to come back. A few excellent examples here are from Wistia and Casper Mattress. The copy alone is compelling and makes me excited to either click the link or continue to watch the video. Do you know the difference between active and passive voice? With an active voice, the subject performs the action described by the verb. With a passive voice, the subject is acted upon by the verb. What exactly does that mean? Well, using active voice is more engaging. When writing copy for social media posts, you want to avoid using passive voice. Let's use another example that we will all know and understand. Whether we love it or hate it, we all know McDonald's famous catchphrase, "I'm loving it." This phrase is using an active voice. In comparison, if this catchphrase was passive, it would be something like, "It's being loved." Not as engaging now, is it? The next important tip, make sure to be clear and concise. Ever read something filled with technical jargon and been completely lost? Same. People skim on social media, so long-winded, complex posts don't really work. When crafting social posts for your clients, we want to try and avoid that. A good tip is to pretend you're writing your post to a sixth grader. This will force you to write clearly and concisely. Take a look at this first example. While the audience for this specific flower shop may be flower experts, most people won't really know what's being talked about. They will simply skim over and not engage. Or if we look at another more relevant example, check out this ad from Starbucks. I've read it over time and time again and still don't know exactly what they're talking about. Some people might understand, but you shouldn't have to reread a social post 10 times to understand it. Stick to simple, and your clients' followers will be more engaged and happier. Social media is unique because it allows businesses and customers to be a part of the same conversation. That's why another great tip is to invoke curiosity. Write in a way that makes people want to click through or make a comment. If you're linking to another piece of content, you don't need to tell the whole story in your copy. Leave some details unanswered, while implying your link will answer their questions. Another great way to invoke curiosity, ask your clients' followers for a question. This way, they will be motivated to make a comment and open a dialogue with your client. A great way to do this is through Twitter polls. Allowing your clients' followers to easily be part of the conversation will have them remembering the business later on. Another great way is to ask followers to choose their favorite and vote with their likes and shares, just like Walmart has done in this example. Think emojis are just for text messages? Think again. Many of your clients' followers use emojis in their daily virtual interactions. In fact, 92% of people use emojis. Emojis are a great way to catch the attention of a follower and break up blocks of black text. However, it is important to not overdo emojis. Stick to 1 or 2 per post. And don't think that you need to be a specific type of business to post emojis either. Check out this example from NBC Washington. Adding a few emojis to their posts can invoke engagement from their followers. You can also use emojis to tell a story, like in this fun example from Comedy Central show Key and Peele. But use this idea with caution. If your client's brand doesn't align, it could spell disaster. Or it could simply make no sense, like this billboard. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the title of this movie is. Followers will get frustrated if your client's brand frustrated with your client's brand if there are only posts talking about themselves. It's important to write in a way that puts your audience at the center of the story. An easy way to do this, say you more than us. Avoid making post after post about the business. Try switching it up with industry relevant content and posts about the community. At Vendasta, we recommend following a 30-30-30 rule. This means roughly 30% industry posts, 30% business posts, and 30% community posts. This will provide followers with a range of interesting content to keep them engaged. Can share posts about the employees that work for you, or you can also share information that's relevant to the industry. But don't just take our word for it. HubSpot also utilizes a similar approach. Now that we've outlined some important tips to writing the best copy, let's try it out and see what this looks like in practice. Here's an example of 2 weeks of social posts for really any business. It's important to note that it isn't necessarily beneficial to post every single day of the week. If your follower count is low, this could potentially frustrate them. A good place to start, post 3 times a week. Start with Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Try this out for a month or 2 and then evaluate. From there, start either adding or taking away days as needed. When in doubt, consistency is key. If you post on the same day each week, followers will begin getting used to and, in fact, expect posts from your client's business. Let's look at some real examples of this. MailChimp posts a few times a week about their actual services. This would fall under promoting the business. HubSpot seems to follow a similar model and often shares expert-style posts, just like this one. And as I mentioned before, Vendasta also follows a similar structure. We like to introduce our followers to our employees every so often. Okay, now that we're all experts in writing social copy, it's time to tackle the next and arguably more important aspect of social posting, the images. Did you know that posts with visual components get 37% higher engagement on Facebook? Or that tweets with visuals are retweeted 1.5 times more? Another valuable statistic, people can recall 65% of the visual content versus only 10% of the written content after 3 days. Clearly, visuals attached to your client's social media posts are incredibly important. So how do you make the most of images when you're posting on behalf of your clients? Let's start with a few high-level tips. The first is stock photos. I would recommend using them. However, I urge you to use stock photos with caution. In fact, many blogs will tell you not to use stock images at all. But I wouldn't go that far. When you are posting on behalf of your client, it can be really difficult to get images from them that are relevant and of quality. Additionally, it's a lot of time and resources to visit your clients every time you need a new image. I say use with caution because some stock images can really look like stock images. You know, the ones with a cheesy group of employees celebrating yet another win. We've all seen it. Your client's followers will know it's a stock image. Some great stock image sites are Unsplash, Pixabay, and Pexels. I prefer Unsplash as the images look less stock imagey. If you want your stock images to look less stock image-like, it can be helpful to use unusual search terms. Words like funky or retro might turn up something different. Use a specific color or even an era like 1920 or 1980. You can also add search phrases and keywords like bright background. A term like Instagram style will instantly show images with Instagram style filters or lighting. Get creative. The next tip is to do some graphic design. Now, I know this can seem pretty daunting, but it doesn't actually have to be. When I say graphic design, I mean adding text or your client's logo to the image to brand it. This way, if someone is scrolling, they can see an image, they'll know what business it's from. This can be especially useful on Instagram. You don't need to hire a graphic designer to do it either. Though I will tell you now, it does take a bit of time. You could use Photoshop if you have access to the program, but a really great and easy to use graphic design resource is Canva. My final tip for making the most of your images is to have some sort of consistency in the style of your images. This could be with colors, framing, or branding the images. For the graphic design side, make some templates that you can easily slot images into. This will save you a lot of time, especially if you have many clients. Think of your social media images as an extension of your client's brand voice. If your tone varies too much, one day it's humorous, the next day it's deadly serious, it can be confusing and won't attract people to connect with the brand. Let's get a little more in depth into some specific tips. Framing and composition are some of the most important aspects of creating appealing images. Have you heard of the rule of thirds? The rule of thirds is a guideline which applies to the process of composing visual images. The guideline proposes that an image should be imagined as divided into 9 equal parts by 2 equally spaced horizontal lines and 2 equally spaced vertical lines, and that important compositional elements should be placed along these lines or their intersections. Just like in this image of the beach, the horizon line is at the bottom. The rule of thirds doesn't just have to apply to landscape-oriented photos. You can also apply the rule of thirds to vertical photos, such as the one in the middle. By placing your subject at the intersection of an image, it's suddenly more engaging. Another important aspect of framing and composition is depth levels. If either the background or the foreground is blurred, it makes the image more dynamic. Another important tip is to pay close attention to the resolution of your images. While most people on social media use their mobile devices, people still do view on desktop and laptop computers. The last thing you want is to put a blurry image on behalf of your client. This could reflect very poorly on their brand. This means that the images will need to have a higher resolution to appear crisp and high definition on a bigger screen. A good rule of thumb: files with at least 1,000 pixels is a good place to start. Editing images can be very beneficial. It allows you to capture aspects of the image that you weren't able to get from the original shot. However, if editing is overdone, it can spell disaster. Luckily, social media has made it possible for photo editing to go mainstream. There is nothing wrong with filtering for creative purposes. Oftentimes, a filter is a way to add artistic expression. However, there becomes a point at which filtering and editing become a little over the top. In order to make your images pop without exploding them, try enhancing a few of the following. Adjust your photo's shadows and highlight to give it the look to true life. Slightly bring up the vibrance, but not the saturation, when attempting to make your image more colorful. Oversaturation is a telltale sign that you over-edited the photo, like in the example on the screen. Another thing you can do is crop your image to achieve the rule of thirds, and you can straighten the alignment so that your horizon lines are not crooked. It's important to note that the more that you edit an image, the lower the quality becomes. Otherwise, the file size for that image would be outrageous. This is why it's important to practice effective editing. Want to skip the editing but still have images that pop? You can do that simply with color. When taking images, find objects that have very different or contrasting color from the background. The yellow pool deck really pops when you put it next to the blue pool water, but it probably wouldn't have the same effect if the pool water was actually yellow sand. The same goes for people. Your models should dress in solid colors that differ from the color of the backdrop. After all, you don't want them to fade into the background. You might be thinking, sure, all these tips are great, but I don't have an expensive high-quality camera, and neither do my clients. Well, luckily we have incredible cameras sitting in our pockets. Yep, that's right. Your cell phone has the ability to take incredibly high-quality photos. When taking images, be aware of light. You don't want your images to be too overexposed. To control the exposure on most phones, you can tap the screen to change it. You can also press on the screen to focus on a specific object or person. It's good practice to tap on the subject before taking an image to make sure they're in focus. Most phone cameras also have a setting you can turn on to show a grid. This makes it super easy to follow the rule of thirds. Once you've taken the image, there are tons of free photo editing apps you can use to enhance images right on your phone. While this is on mobile, we still want to remember the editing tips from previous. My favorite mobile photo editing app Snapseed. It allows you to edit images without reducing the quality. All right. All of the above information is incredibly important, but it's really only important if you can properly track and show your clients that what you are doing is actually helping their business. Time is one of the most valuable resources that you have. If you're already spending a lot of time on social media for businesses or on behalf of a client, you want to know that your time is being well spent. You want to know that the efforts you are putting in are yielding the best possible results. Setting goals and understanding important metrics are incredibly important if you are doing this. You'll want to show your clients that the work you are doing is worth their money. Goal setting can also help make sure the work you are doing is aligned with your company's vision. Think of it as a roadmap to help get your business or your clients exactly where you want to go. Without goals and metrics, you won't know if your strategies are working. With the help of goal setting, you can adapt and iterate on your strategy to be successful. So let's get talking about social media, strategies, and goal setting. I'm sure we all know keeping track of and completing goals can be tough. Often you'll hear that writing down your goals will help you to complete them and be accountable. But did you know that 40% of people that write down their goals don't actually go back and check whether they've achieved them? So, how do you go about setting social media goals that for your clients that will be trackable and successful? There are 3 steps to take to be successful. That is to start smart, define objectives, and define and track goal metrics. Before we move on to any of the steps, it's important to decide what is important to the business. Sure, some vanity metrics can be exciting to track, but can you tie those to business goals? Take a look at the overall business strategy to make sure that you're creating goals that will align. Once you have an idea of what types of goals are going to be important, it's time to get started. I'm sure you've all heard of setting SMART goals, but I think it's absolutely crucial for setting goals and to be successful. So let's go over it together. The first aspect is that your goals need to be specific. Goals that are specific have significantly greater chance of being accomplished. To make a goal specific, consider the 5 W's. Who? Who is involved with the goal? What? What do I want to accomplish? Where? Where is the goal to be achieved? When? When do I want to achieve this goal? And why? Why do I want to achieve this goal? Next, you need to make sure that your social media goals are measurable. Your goal is to have criteria for measuring progress. If there are no criteria, you won't be able to determine your progress. Ask yourself, how many or how much? How will I know when I've reached my goal? And what is my indicator of progress? The third aspect is to ensure your social media goals are achievable. A proper goal must be achievable and attainable. You should stretch the goal enough to feel challenged, but make sure it's defined enough so you can actually achieve it. Ask yourself, do I have the resources and capabilities to achieve this goal? What might I be missing? And have others been successful with this goal in the past? Make sure that these social media goals are also realistic. Your goal is likely realistic if you believe that it can be accomplished. Ask yourself, is this goal within reach? Is this goal possible given the time constraints and resources? And finally, are you able to commit to achieving this goal? Finally, the goals you set for your client's social media strategy must be time sensitive. Your goal must be time bound in that it has a start and finish date. If the goal is not time constrained, there will be no sense of urgency and motivation to achieve it. Ask yourself, does my goal have a deadline? When do you want to have your goal achieved? So what does a SMART goal sound like? An example could be increasing follower count from 150 to 400 on the Conrad's Auto Facebook page by June 20th, 2020. It's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time sensitive. Remember that only you and those you work with will truly know if it meets these requirements. Don't just set huge goals to sound impressive. It's more impressive to set and actually meet those goals. All right, now that we've gone through and made some made sure that our social media goals will follow the SMART timeframe, let's jump into defining objectives. When defining your social media objectives, start with the broad goals that you would like to achieve over the entire year. This could be to increase awareness or improve ROI. From here, you can start to break down this goal into quarterly or monthly digestible goals. Instead of just increasing awareness, you want to maybe increase follower count this quarter on Instagram. Finally, you could also choose to develop different objectives for different networks. I'd recommend setting only 2 to 3 per time frame in order to not become overwhelmed. Once you have set yourself a SMART goal, it's time to discover how to track that goal. Each goal will vary in terms of the metrics to track. Let's continue to use the increasing brand awareness example. In order to reach this goal, you'll want to pay close attention to follower count, post impressions, and reach, maybe even link clicks. Set up a spreadsheet for yourself where you can easily track these metrics. Check back either daily or weekly to see how these metrics are performing over time. Once the time frame from your goal is completed, you will have all the important information you need to assess whether you were successful or not. Not sure where to start in regards to social media goal setting? No problem. You guessed it. The Ultimate Guide to Effective Social Media for Businesses has 3 pages full of helpful goal-setting templates. Let's go through them now so you are fully prepared to get started when you get your hands on the ebook. One goal you may find important to set is to increase social media ROI. In order to properly track your social media ROI, or return on investment, you need to add up all of the costs associated with your social media marketing efforts. This could be everything from advertising spend, social media tools, and even employee hours. Metrics to track: conversions from all social networks, product trials, landing page hits, and email signups. Looking to improve these metrics? Consider A/B testing. A/B testing allows for you to compare 2 versions of a single variable. For example, you could test 2 different images with the same copy and see which one helps to generate conversions. Another important goal to track might be increasing your brand awareness. Did you know that the average person spends nearly 2 hours on social media every day? Social media is one of the best places to grab consumers' attention. Social media has also enabled people like you to have more quantitative understanding of their brand's presence. Metrics to track: follower count, reach and impressions of your social media posts, mentions, shares, and retweets. Looking to improve these metrics? Consider hosting a giveaway. Offer your followers a prize for liking the post or following the page. It's important to note that Facebook has very specific rules around running promotions or giveaways. For example, you need to make it clear that your giveaway has nothing to do with Facebook. You also are not allowed to allude that purchasing the product makes the chance of winning any higher. Additionally, you cannot force someone to share your post. However, you can encourage them to share the post, so their friends will also know about the giveaway. Instead of asking users to tag a friend, which is frowned upon, create an engaging contest that people will want to share with their friends. Note, you can still ask users to like your post or follow your page. If you're curious if the post will be flagged by Facebook or want up-to-date information on the policies, you can always head over to Facebook pages, groups, events, and policies on their websites. If you're a brick and mortar business, it can be extra challenging to understand or prove the effectiveness of social media efforts. A good place to start: make sure that social media is incorporated into every part of your business. Develop signage both inside and out that asks customers to follow your businesses on social media. Consider having your social tags at the bottom of physical receipts as well. If we're looking to increase in-person sales, some metrics to track could be advertising discounts to social media followers, the number of posts tagged or checked in at your location, and the number of Facebook reviews. Looking to improve these metrics? You could create a photo contest. Encourage fans to post pictures to their social media feed or post a story to either Instagram or Facebook when at the business. Another great idea: Collect custom emails and send your fans fun photo challenges to complete, linking your social media profiles in the email, of course. Have you ever noticed that some products have fans posting about them without a prompt from the brand? This is the ultimate goal of many people managing their own or client social media. Those who post without being asked to are loyal fans and advocates that talk positively about the brand. If you're trying to increase or develop a loyal fan base, some metrics to track can be tagged photos, brand hashtags, stories that tag you or your client, and the number of engagements per post. If you're looking to improve these metrics, you could consider working with micro-influencers. Micro-influencers are social media users who have anywhere between 1,500 to 50,000 followers, whose profile is usually comprised of a focused passion, topic, or niche market. Working with micro-influencers helps to build authenticity around your client's brand and helps to encourage others to share. When it comes down to it, social media is really about driving sales for your client's business. But what if you aren't a traditional brick and mortar store? One way to track sales is through traffic on a website. Some metrics to track for this goal would be traffic from social media, bounce rate of social media traffic, clicks, and shares. If you're looking to improve these metrics, consider linking interesting or important information in the bio. All right. So we know why your clients need to be on social media, how to identify their audience and brand voice, how to write amazing copy, and how to produce captivating visuals. Finally, we also went through how to track social media goals. This all seems like a lot of work for you and your agency. If only there were a tool that could help you do all of this and provide you with extensive post tracking. Oh wait, there is, and that's social marketing, of course. Vendasta's social marketing is a white label social media management tool built for agency to client collaboration. This is the one place for all of your clients' social media. This product allows your team to manage local businesses' social accounts in a scalable way. With posting directly to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google My Business, and LinkedIn, this product has everything you need. One of the best parts, you can sell it as your own. You can either provide your clients with the product to use themselves, or you can use it on their behalf. This product can be white labeled for your agency's needs. This means that you can sell it and take all the credit for this powerful product. But there are a lot of social media management products on the market today. What makes us stand apart? It's all about the Vendasta advantage. Unlike other programs, you can serve all your clients and work with your coworkers from one platform. If you have fulfillment staff, you can track projects, recurring tasks, and stay up to date with teams through Task Manager. This is a program that works directly with social marketing to help you execute your client's social strategy. Task Manager is the prescriptive way to manage your client's social needs. But Task Manager is only one of the amazing advantages at Vendasta. Unlike other point solution products, with Vendasta, you can have easy access to every product your client could ever need. You're already managing part of their online presence, so why not add monitoring reviews and listings to your digital package? Just simply activate the product and you're already making money. No extra work or development needed on your end. Sounds pretty great, doesn't it? I think so too. Our social marketing product is all about helping you help your clients. We know that you have a lot to do every day at your agency. We also know that social strategy is about more than just the posts themselves. We want to make it incredibly easy to build fans, find customers, and engage with the community on behalf of your clients. The first way we make it incredibly easy to execute on your client's social strategy is with our dashboard. This is the first page you will see when you arrive in social marketing, and it was designed to help you prioritize your social tasks to provide the best service to your clients. It gives you a high-level look at everything that needs your attention. You can see which posts are going to be published next, see which posts are top performers, and you can also see which customers need to be responded to. This page makes it incredibly easy to connect another social account or compose a new post. Speaking of composing a new post, social marketing has a powerful all-in-one composer designed to make posting to multiple networks easy as possible. Start by selecting which networks you want to post to. Post to the same ones often, you can save them as your default, right in the composer. Next, you can start to add your content to your post. You can easily shorten links, add content from an RSS feed, and add emojis without leaving this page. Don't forget about the visuals. Upload your own images or videos, or select one from our free stock image library. Just don't forget the tips we discussed earlier. Once your post is ready to go, you can easily schedule it or post it immediately. It's the best spot to create perfect posts for your clients. When I said that social marketing helps you to find customers on behalf of your clients, I was being serious. Social marketing has an amazing feature that allows you to generate leads. This lead search is done through Twitter, which means that leads will be geographically relevant since Twitter searches within a 25-mile radius. This radius is based on the business address. Once you've set up your lead search, using keywords and phrases, leads will start to appear. You can either respond to them if they are relevant or dismiss them. Once responded to, these won't appear as a waiting response. I told you this product was powerful. Imagine being able to grow your client's business without having to leave your desk. Your clients will be nothing but impressed. I also said that social marketing helps you to engage with the community on behalf of your clients. This can be done by responding to customer posts. The customer post tab in social marketing pulls in any comments made on behalf or made on your client's posts and any posts made about their business. It's customer service at the speed of social. Tracking your goal metrics can be tough. Luckily, social marketing has you covered. The Post Performance tab is one of our newest features in the product. It can be found under Insights in the social marketing menu. This page allows you to get advanced insights that help to grow your client's business online. The All tab of this product provides you with high-level data and insight into how your clients' posts are performing in regards to reach and engagement. Reach is the number of unique people who saw the content, and engagement is the number of actions that people perform on the posts. Underneath, you can also see data by individual post. By tabbing across the top, you can view this data by each network. Each social channel has network-specific data. For example, Facebook measures engagement with comments, shares, and reactions. This page gives you the insight you need to be able to adapt and evaluate your social strategy. And with that, we have come to the end of this week's webinar. I know we have covered a ton of important information. We've discussed how to get your clients started on social media, how to identify their target social audience. We also dove into the importance of brand voice and how to write good copy. Don't forget that we also discussed the importance of images and goal setting. And to wrap it up, we discussed Vendasta's social marketing. Yes, a lot of information. Luckily, Vendasta's Ultimate Guide to Effective Social Media for Businesses will be sent your way shortly. This is a comprehensive ebook that goes through everything we've discussed today and more, if you can believe it. This ebook is jam-packed with examples, templates, and vertical-specific solutions that are sure to help you provide your clients with excellent social strategy.